Hey, good morning. Wanted to shoot a quick video of the cooker I built 18 years ago. I had some requests to, pictures, this and that, how it works. So I gave it a rehab, almost done with it. Fresh coat of paint, cleaned the heck out of the inside of it. But anyway, here it is. You got here's the cooking chamber. I've got a nice little damper there. And I've got gas burners also in here, which is great for log lighters, cooking steaks. Here's what it looks like when it's fired up. I can get this thing up to cooking temperature in about 15 minutes with these burners and a nice pile of wood in there. In the bottom, it's got this butterfly grate or dampener, which is nice. I got an ashtray. Helps to catch it. Let's see if I can get you a better view here. So there's the dampeners. I don't think I've ever seen another cooker that's got those on it. Something I saw before I built it on this local guy that makes them. This thing will draft in through the burners here to the middle of the fire. This will pull up air from the bottom to help when you initially start it. And this dampener, I really like that because it'll pull air directly across the top of the fire and will help to get the heat quicker into the heat and smoke into the cooking chamber. Put some new gauges on it. The old ones were pretty shot. Got a little logo I came up with. I was born in Alaska in 1957. I recently added this other stack to make this baby also reverse flow. It can go either way, either conventional or reverse flow. And I wish it was like that when I originally built it, because the thing I found, a lot of different views on it. Some guys are saying, well, the heat and everything, it's got to travel twice as far in the cooking chamber, and it won't draft as good. But I tell you what I found out is the heat from my firebox heats this metal up. Heat rises, and it heats the stack up, which also makes it draft better. Just the convection of the heat on the metal, that thing will get cranking up there, and it drafts better with this guy on here than these two stacks I got on the other end here. I got these two. Nice. I got springs on these rods so they won't rattle when you're towing this thing down the road. I also got a couple of burners in the upright here. I'll show you this thing. I just have one of the grates in right now, but there's also two other ones that can go in. And you can see the little burners there. And let me open up the cooking chamber for you. I started this thing this morning, put some meat on it. I've got a salmon fillet, rack of ribs, a butt, and some chicken going. You can see I got the plates in the bottom here from the cooking chamber going over, and they're not welded in, so I can actually separate them and they'll act as tuning plates, and you can go the conventional way and don't go reverse flow. And the heat's rising up here and coming across. I just have one of my cooking grates in right now. It's easier to keep it clean, and I made mine out of solid 1/2-inch square stock, which I find it easier to clean. They're heavier and they retain the heat a whole lot better than just the conventional expanded grates. You can also cook in the firebox. Okay. At the firebox he's got a second heat plate on here of a 3/8 steel, which helps keep the top from getting too hot. And if you can see my little place where I can put my other grate in the firebox, get it going. And that's where it goes in the cooking chamber. Let's see what else. Okay, let's go over to this side. This is nice storage. I got the gas spring on here. It helps to hold the lid up. It's pretty cool. I've seen some guys doing those on the lids of the cooking chamber. I'm gonna experiment and see if I can put a couple on that. I still got to finish painting the inside here. There's the LP tank going over. This is good for wood storage, coolers. The trailer originally was a single axle, and I cut it down, made it into a dual axle trailer, which it may have been overkill, but I tell you, this thing tows like a dream. It you know, so smooth having dual axle. I did that on my Bud, went from a single to a dual axle trailer, and the thing was phenomenal. Got a nice big 2-inch ball valve to drain, to wash it out. Sometimes I put a pan of water underneath it, or you can just put water into the bottom of the cooking chamber, and you know, you want to get a little moisture. Don't have a problem with that, but here's where I store my wood. Made a little wood shack here. We have some cherry, some oak, some hickory. I got all these buckets with some chunk stuff that I've cut up. Some of this wood is probably 5-6 years old, maybe longer, that I just, every time we get a hurricane here in Florida, you know, we got trees coming down, and you got free wood everywhere. I'll step back here. This is where the cover that I got going over the cooker, and it you know, keeps the rain off it. It's nice. Anyway, that's it. Enjoy.